Hi again. My plan was to make a video a lot earlier than this. It's just been a lot. I was gonna make a video talking about how Rhea couldn't come with us to Sweden, and that was really sad for us. And then we actually got one of Hampus's parents' puppies from one of their dogs. It was just amazing and stuff, and I was gonna make like a video talking about her because she was the most adorable thing ever. But like something really unfair happened and she passed, like she died and stuff, and I just really needed to make this video more for myself than anything else, but just to be able to like sort of move forward a bit. So I don't know how to begin with this whole thing. Well, we got the puppy. We named her Paisley after where we lived in Scotland, and she was the most adorable little thing. She was so smart. She had like a really good nose for stuff. Like she was always like sniffing around and stuff. Hamps and I, like, we're in a sort of part of our life where we're not like ready to have children or anything. The thing is with Rhea and with Paisley, like it's just become something that's we got so attached and stuff. And with Rhea it was fine, you know, because even though we had to leave her back in Scotland, we knew she was with people that we knew, like that we know will love her and take care of her and everything. But with Paisley it's just been a nightmare. And the thing is, it's not even just the fact that like she was like our baby, and I'm not going to compare it to like actually losing a baby because I know it's not the same thing, but it is something more than just losing a pet. And also the fact that it's I don't know, just how it happened as well. Like the thing is, both Hampus and I have been through, you know, like pets dying or like animals dying around us and stuff. It's something that happens and it's like a part of life, and you sort of get through that. But the fact that with Paisley we grew so close to her, and we just loved her so much, and it just happened so quickly. Basically we were just like actually planning for making more videos. I got some help from Hampus about like planning about making more videos, preparing stuff, because I've been wanting to get something going with that. Paisley was alright. She was jumping around, and you know, she was very curious in what we were doing. And then she just sort of like ran outside to play, and then she came back in again. We didn't realize she did, but like we were still in the kitchen just doing stuff. All of a sudden we hear this gurgling sound, and this is something that's just been haunting my mind a lot. Like just that gurgling sound, and we were like, what's that, you know? And then we go into the computer room, and she's just like, she's laying there with blood dripping out of her mouth, and there's just blood on the floor, and she pooped herself as well. And then she was just like looking over towards us, and then she sort of like got up to like walk towards us and stuff. Like she looked really scared, and she was just like bringing more and more blood, and we started panicking and we didn't know what to do. And we were just somewhere in my head, like I still knew, like, you know, when I saw her I was like, she's not gonna survive this, you know, because you don't see that every day. Like it could have just been like, you know, like she cut herself in something and she was bleeding out of her mouth or whatever, but no, like she was coughing up blood, and she was making these really weird sounds with like a sort of like it felt like it sounded like she was gonna throw up, and every time she did it, like it was just like blood coming out and stuff. There was just blood everywhere, and we decided to like call Hampus' mom, and we didn't know what to do or anything. Finally, like his mom got a hold of the veterinary, and we got her into the car. Like she was bleeding out of her nose and out of her mouth, and but we got her like in a blanket and stuff or like a towel, and we brought her into the car. We drove to the veterinary, and all I could think, like, Hampus was in the back seat with her, like, you know, like just taking care of her, and she just looked really scared, and she was just making these sounds, like you could tell that she was in like, you could tell that she was in like a lot of pain. And it was just really hard to hear and stuff, but I still, like, somewhere in my head, like, even though I felt like she wasn't gonna make it, I still felt like maybe there's a chance, you know, maybe it's something that's not as bad as it looks. And then we get to the veterinary, and apparently the veterinary is on his way back home. We're just waiting for him, and she's just like, I don't know, like you can see like the like life draining out of her eyes, and she's just so tired, and she can't sit up, and she's just coughing blood, and she's pooped everywhere, and it's just like, it's just so hard on her because she's just like trying and fighting and stuff. And then when the veterinary comes, he tells us that, like, it looks like it's some sort of like acute, like blood poisoning or something, like she's gotten something, like either if she's eaten something or gotten something into like a wound or something, and it was just something that would happen really fast, and we wouldn't have like been able to do anything about it. But it's still like, you know, you still feel really guilty and stuff, because like she's a puppy, you know, like it's good for her to like explore and stuff and be able to be outside and stuff, but it's just like some point there, like she must have gotten to something that I don't even know what it was, to be honest. She thought that, and then her heart was failing, and she was just in so much pain, and it was basically, you know, like you could try take her to like an actual like animal hospital and stuff and try to do like an operation or anything, but like they're probably not going to be able to do anything, and it's probably just gonna like be worse for her, because she's like, she has to go through this constant pain, and she would probably be dead within like a couple of hours or something. And it was just because you could see the pain in her eyes, and like she was just like, she was so scared, and you just felt like it's, I don't know, like we had to put her down. It wasn't fair to try to keep her alive for something that like might not even do anything, you know, like it probably wouldn't have done anything. But it was just like really hard for us, and just the fact that like even when she was getting like, when he injected her with like the whatever they used to like put them down, it's just, she was still like fighting. She was still fighting to stay awake and stuff. Finally, like, she was just gone. So we basically brought her home, and I think that one of the worst parts was probably like when the other dogs, like, I think they were just like trying to, like, they were sniffing her, and they were like confused and stuff. And like we got to bury her, and we got like a tree and stuff to like plant on her grave, so that like she would feed this tree, and it would be like a pretty tree, so that we can look at it and remember. But it's just like, it's something that's just been spinning around in my head, and I can't focus on anything, and I just feel sad all the time. I try to distract myself, but it's just really hard. And the fact that like like everyone has different triggers, of course, like, you know, you have different things that will just make you react and stuff. Right now I feel very sensitive, because anything that reminds me of like the situation or like what happened and stuff, like it just hurts a lot. Like, I'm not crying a lot anymore, but it's just, I think that the worst thing is just like the sort of pain and like the pain in the chest and just like the fact that I just can't relax. And I feel like she didn't deserve to go through that pain. Like I know that like every being like dies and stuff, but it's just like, you know, how did she manage to get something that would get her that sick that quickly and just have to live through that? Like it was really short, which is something that I'm like really happy about, and something that I try to like say to like make myself feel better. The situation is that she didn't have to like suffer for a really long time because she was able to like be put down in a reasonable amount of time. So like she didn't suffer for long, but it was just like the fact that she suffered so much during that small period of time, and she was just so small. She was just so tiny, and it just hurts me to think about it, and I can't stop thinking about it fully. And I miss her, and I feel like it's just like it's so empty without her. Even the dogs are like really low and stuff. It just hurts to see them that way. This whole family, like they just loved her so much. It's just unfair. I'm trying to find ways to go on, not to think about it too much, but it's just like it's really bad. It's just haunting me a lot. I feel a bit helpless. I feel like I can't really do anything to make things be okay again, because it's not going to be completely okay again. I don't feel like it would be, because it's just like this was just, it was just a lot to like happen, especially now when like none of us are feeling very great, you know. Okay, you know what? I'm happy I can talk about this. I'm hoping that it will make it easier for me to like just leave it a bit and to go on. So I'm just gonna have to like fill my days with different things. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.